Hello, I'm Marie Pijanowski, and our session today is enhancing your LinkedIn profile to reach your goals. How many here are on LinkedIn? All right, great. And what is LinkedIn? A social networking site, yes. Who's on LinkedIn? What type of people are on LinkedIn? Business professionals. And do you know about how many people are on LinkedIn these days? About 2 million as of February 1st. So what's the importance of having a LinkedIn profile? To be connected, yes. You had somebody connect with you that you lost touch with because they worked at another company. Yeah, it's great to reconnect with somebody and reestablish that relationship because you have history as a business professional with that person. What else? Okay, uh, you connected, a client sought you out because of some of the information you gave out in the group. Yes, those kinds of things are what happens, and there's so much more. I've got a couple of slides. Let's take a look at those and see what you think about um, some of these facts. And if you have comments, just let me know. So yes, the executive Fortune 500 companies are all on LinkedIn, and that was as of 2011 that happened. Yes, 80% of the companies primarily do their hiring from LinkedIn. And so you can post a lot of your jobs on LinkedIn and can research and find credibility on your candidates, a lot more than that would be on a resume because you also get, not, you can upload their resume, but also their profile. Okay. Um, let's take a look at this next slide. So you can connect with people in your company, which you think that we take that for granted, that people connect with their company, but a lot of times people don't think of it, but it shows that your company is more community-minded and that you have good synergy going on when you're connected. And not only do we want to connect with people in our companies at a local level, but also regionally and internationally because we can learn from other people in our different branches, work together on projects, get some advice, maybe some mentorship, right? Um, it's important to note that social media will become one of the most important engagements that can be found. And the first one is face-to-face. The second one will be social media interaction. Pretty powerful. Let's agree, right, that it's important to be represented on LinkedIn. We'll take a look at a sample profile on LinkedIn and see what you infer from there. So we have Marsha's profile here. And so what do we know about Marsha from this profile? Okay, she's a president and CEO in pharmaceuticals from Macon, Georgia. And she has 18 connections. So, would you do business with Marsha? Yeah, we don't have enough information. Okay? So what else can give us some more insights onto Marsha? A picture. Yes. And what kind of a picture? Professional. And yes, I do recommend always a suit, professional wear. Why? because that's the first impression. I've seen pictures on profiles that are of a logo. No, we don't do that. Why? Because you can't emotionally connect with a logo. And people don't do businesses with companies. They do business with individuals. And they do business with people they like, know, and trust. So to see somebody's face is powerful. All right. What are some other things we look for? Yeah, their titles. She spelled out Prez. All of those words in titles are searchable words on the web and on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you spell it out and you put terms that people would actually look for. So for example, myself, I have trainer, speaker, consultant, but I also put the specialties that I do that in, or as many as LinkedIn will let me. They'll cut you off with the character limit when you experiment with that. So yes, the titles of people. And what else do we look for on a profile? Recommendations, right? What kind of work does this person do? And what have people found in working with them? What are words they use? Or it just gives you more insight, right? Also, endorsements are a new thing on LinkedIn, probably about 6 or 7 months. And that's just where you can personally endorse somebody on one specialty or more than that. But one, it's quick. Two, it's a great way to create goodwill. And it gives more social proof and more credibility for that individual. And also, how many connections does that person on the profile have? And who are they to? What kind of people do they connect with? And that gives you more insight into this person. They also have different segments on LinkedIn, categories where you can press what causes you're interested in. And why does that matter? What do you think about that? Yeah, it helps us find what matters to that person. It also creates commonality. If you're really passionate about education and you see that Joe is too, it kind of gives you a great way to connect. Something else I want to say on the causes is that many millennials are very big into causes. And for example, I have a daughter who is 23 and she doesn't want to work for a company who's not green because they don't have something that's very important to her as a value. And also, as a side note, many millennials are huge into causes. And by the time we're at year 2020, depending on the different statistics that you read, I've seen as high as 75% and from the range of 50% that millennials will be in the workforce. So causes are very important to them. So it's good to put that on your profile. And also any specialty courses that you've had are good to put on your profile. Why? Credibility. It shows knowledge. Something else I wanted to mention also, on your profile, you want to have some sort of summary statement. So people don't have to, go through the whole profile and read every section, but just a summary statement that puts kind of your 3 biggest strengths and what you're passionate about and what you're wanting to do. So they can see that and read that at a glance. Here's a couple of slides here so you can see exactly what that looks like on a profile here. All right, the endorsements. Now we're going to take a few minutes to talk about having that LinkedIn profile strengthened. How will that help you reach your goals? We're going to break up into groups. In a moment, we'll count off, and then we'll have each group go in the separate corners. And each person in the group, as soon as we get in our groups, will point to the spokesperson. At the end of 3 or 4 minutes, we'll have each group report what their findings are. And that way we'll get some discussion on that. So who has a question? Okay, let's go ahead and count off in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So we're going to have group number 1 over here, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. And I'll be walking around if you have any questions, and I'll be listening in to your insights. Here's the timer. Go ahead and begin. Again, we have 3 to 4 minutes. All right, I'm hearing great things. Yes, right on target. Fantastic. All right, time is up, and let's hear what your insights are. Let's go ahead and start with number 1. Thank you so much. Great job. Let's give them a round of applause, and so on, till we're at the end of group 4. So nicely done. Thanks for that participation. So what we say is it's important to have a strong profile on LinkedIn for your career, to help other people find you and to show your credibility online, because people research you before they connect with you or do business with you. And people want to do business with those they like, know, and trust. Building relationships is the most important action you can take in businesses. Thanks so much for your participation and attention today. It's been my pleasure to get to know you and to impart some of my knowledge and to learn from you. Thank you so much.